Yes, people, welcome back to another live stream on the channel. This is your Premier League game week 22, I believe. Yes, it is 22 preview. And yeah, we're back. Premier League's back. Um, Obviously, it was FA Cup weekend. And Premier League's back this week with midweek fixtures, which is very good. Feels like it's been a long time. But yes, we're back. We're going to start at the panel, discuss this week's games. I'll probably discuss United's game against Newport, and same for Luton. But let's just add the panels. We've got Manny. I'll call us. Big up to you, Manny. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Just an update from the FA Cup. Blackburn have just taken a 2-1 lead. Some really good work there by Gallagher. They're the number 9. Gunners goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo on loan at Wrexham, coming out and then having the ball just poked past him. So just Wrexham had taken the lead, but Blackburn are fighting back and beating Wrexham black and blue.
Exactly.
Burning them black, you could say.
Exactly. Next guest we do have is Mr. B. How you doing, Mr. B?
Yeah, big up, bro. Big up, guys.
Big up. We got good games this week. This week were very good games.
The Spuds coming up. The Spuds.
Last place we do have.
That's the Spuds.
How you doing, Stepsy?
Yeah, very well. How are you?
Stepsy.
No worries, man. We're just
It
feels nice to go through to the FA Cup round, unlike others, but yeah. We shall see how it gets on. But yeah, look, it's been a good weekend. I'm sure for some teams in the FA Cup, but look, now it's the Premier League, not FA Cup. But yeah, just big up people, big up to Chelsea fan. Hope you're doing well. Thank for you for commenting. First game we do have 7:30 kickoff tomorrow. It is Nottingham Forest. Arsenal. Before I let Maggie touch, I'm hearing that Gabriel and Rice are having a late fitness check, so if they don't make it, that's going to be tricky. But Manny, your thoughts on this huge
Rice be boiled, man.
Yeah, well, once again we've got our fair share of, for want of a better word, gits, who are gassing up the team again after a 5-0 win over an absolutely abysmal Crystal Palace side, who never got out of second gear, who downed tools after conceding the second or third goal, I think. And now people are saying that we got the result our performance deserved and we're back in it. Actually, in many ways in that game, we were quite abysmal. And Declan Rice, who, as you mentioned, Doris, is facing a late fitness test, was bullied in the midfield by Eberishi Eze. And it was, Eberishi made it look easy in the midfield against Rice. And Rice was very much undercooked. So, the performance in many ways kind of flattered us. And several of our other much vaunted players didn't have a good game at all. It was wonderful to see Gabriel Martinelli come on and score twice, and it just goes to show that if you ask him to play through the centre and not have him go all the way out wide and be isolated, you get the best out of him. But the fact is, Arteta wouldn't know anything about common sense football if it kicked him in his up his backside, really. And now, of course, we're going to the City Ground to play a Forest team who are struggling this season and who don't have as good an away record as they did last season. And of course, for us, revenge is on the agenda, rather, because they beat us 1-0 at the City Ground and effectively ended our title challenge. Although it probably that was of course mathematically ended. I mean, they had their merry men. They didn't necessarily have a Robin Hood, but. They robbed us of our wealth, and enough's enough. Now, Forest do have quite a few issues themselves with regard to their own team selection, but Nuno has gotten them playing a much better brand of football than at any time under Steve Cooper, it must be said. They should stay up, but not really so much by their own merit, because there are some teams that are not as good as them right now, it has to be said. Although they cannot rule out being sucked into a relegation fight. And this will be a game, obviously, where we will have another reunion with Matt Turner, Nuno Tavares sadly will not be playing against us because he is still
his dog's tongue at the moment.
I did not need to know that. I read about that, and as someone who has pets myself, albeit pet cats, I would never ever consider doing that.
No,
it is.
Where that tongue's been, fuck bloody hell, man.
Yeah. But let's not. But Mr. B,
let's not dwell on that.
Please, let's not talk about that because I absolutely feel sick. The more I hear about that, I have 2 young kittens myself. I'm very affectionate with my kittens, but that is something I would never do. But anyway,
let's leave that on the back burner.
All right, thank you, Stepsy. Thank you very much indeed. Well said. So I don't. But back to the football. Nuno won't be playing against us. I mean, what he did was a no-no anyway. His name should be Nono Tavares, and it will be interesting, of course, to see how Forest's new acquisitions will turn out against us, and we did beat them 2-1 at the Emirates on in the first game week. Started well, but we sort of faded away. I want to see us obviously take this game a lot more seriously, but I can't help thinking that Nuno might have a bit. That is Santo, not Tavares, will have a plan for us. However, we should be too good for this Forest team, and we definitely need to make sure that we win to make sure that we put ourselves at least in with some chance of, fighting for the title. And if we don't put in a good performance against Forest, I will say right now, and you can clip me up, that is our title challenge over. Because we have to make sure that we are a serious team, and we will not do that by, not getting the result we need. I say need, not deserve, because if we fail to play well, we don't deserve a good result. So, for me, Arsenal should win this one. I'm going for a 3-1 win. I'd like to see Martinelli score for us. Maybe Saka will get a goal. Could be maybe Nketiah will get a late third if he comes on as a sub. And Chris Wood for Forest. Or maybe Morgan Gibbs-White. We'll see.
Yeah.
3-1 to the Arsenal.
3-1 to the Arsenal's money. Mr. B, over to you. What do you think with this game?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised we get a Forest win here, Horace, to be honest. Because, I just think, you don't want what's mate of Arsenal, play hot and cold, You never know what you're going to get with them. So, I'm sorry, Manny, but I'm going to go for a Forest win here. I'm going 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, because according to you, we're hot and we're cold, we're yes and we know, we're in and we're out, we're up and we're down, we're wrong and we're right, we're black and it's white. And
so now you see a poor Palace team who are nothing, and then come out up against Forest who are a bit better, a much better team.
Well, if Forest are such a better team, why are they further down the table than Palace are?
Yeah, well, they're getting points deducted probably, that as well, but,
Yeah. So, Mr. B backs Forest to win. Let's see. What about you?
Well, I think Arsenal had the rest because they weren't involved in the FA Cup. Forest obviously were, and they've got to go to a replay again. Forest, so they'll be a little bit more tired than Arsenal will. I will go on the fact that when Manny said that Forest beat them to win their top range challenge, that was because Forest needed to win to stay up that year, and they won to stay up. So it was either Arsenal win to clinch a title or not Forest to win to stay up, which they did. And Arsenal haven't got the best away record at the City Ground because they've lost some FA Cup games there as well. But this is a different Arsenal side. Forest are struggling, home and away. They're not getting the results they deserve. I still think Nuno Santos is still trying to get his feet under the table to pick a first 11 that he's familiar with and he can get to grips with. But
they're unlucky against us, though, wouldn't they? Let's be honest, Forest.
I'm gonna back up an Arsenal win. I'm gonna go Arsenal 3. I'm gonna go Forest 1, Arsenal 3.
Okay, enough. Forest 1, Arsenal 3.
Stepsy's gone for my scoreline. Good on you.
Yeah. So two scorelines agree with each other. For me, I'm gonna go.
I would agree that Saka needs a goal as well to get his performance back up, and it will do him well if he does get a goal.
Yeah, I think it'll be important for his confidence as well. For me,
Yes. All confident. Saka's a confident player, and if he plays well and gets a goal, his confidence does boost him up, and it makes him a better player for the upcoming game. So let's hope so. Good for him. Good for him.
I'm gonna be here different here. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. I think it's gonna be a draw.
You've changed. Right, okay.
I think it's gonna be a draw, man. Like Forest, don't underestimate them, man. Nuno's got them playing very good football. Morgan, by the way, Morgan Gibbs White is one player to watch. By the way, he is absolutely.
Yeah, but with Gibbs White, and I've seen him a couple of times. I've seen him. Obviously, I went to Forest Luton at the City Ground. I've seen him on TV. If he's not involved in the game, he is MIA. He is missing action. If you don't get enough of the ball, you don't see him. If he gets the ball, if they play through him, and he gets more of the ball, he will produce. But he didn't even give away a lot of free kicks against us. I've seen him play hot and cold. And if Arsenal isolate him as a main threat, Arsenal will get the just rewards out of that, and he'll just go missing.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
Like you said, if he does perform, then Arsenal got trouble.
Exactly. But yeah, 1-1 for me. But it depends on Rice and how his fitness is done. And
Depends on a lot of players, really, doesn't it? The ones to watch.
Will be interesting. But yeah, all predictions are locked in. Next one, we do have Fulham. They host Everton, which won't be an easy game for Fulham. It will be a tricky game for both teams. Let's go to Mr. B first. Mr. B, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, well, Everton are fresh off the defeat against Luton. Oh dear. Lost to them. I don't know well, but anyway.
You don't know how. You don't know how. Because they scored more than we scored more than them. How?
Exactly, Mr. B.
I'm teasing you, mate. Don't worry. I'm joking.
Passion, mate.
But no, I think Fulham have been unlucky in the last few games against Liverpool and everything. I think they deserve more than what they got. But I think Fulham will win this. I do, you know. I can't see Everton getting anything here. I'm going to go 3-1 Fulham.
3-1 Fulham. Ooh, interesting. Manny, what about you? 3-1 Fulham.
2-1 to Fulham, and another update for you. Blackburn have just increased their lead. They're 3-1 ahead.
Yeah, Light's gone out for Wrexham, isn't it?
Yep. Smodzic there with the left-footed poke past Okonkwo, and you must think that it will be all over by half-time. But yeah, it's interesting, really, because Fulham will now be playing 3 consecutive games at Craven Cottage, albeit one of them was in the League Cup. They played Newcastle in the FA Cup and lost to them, and now, of course, they've got Everton. But Everton, they're chalk and cheese, really, when you compare them to Liverpool and Newcastle. And as well as Everton are doing, I think the FA Cup loss at the hands of Luton Town. Well done to your lot, Stepsy.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Luton. Yeah,
I don't know if it's necessarily taken too much of the wind out of them, because they would have wanted to try and go through to at least take their mind off the troubles that have been taking place off the field. And will they probably be in the right frame of mind? I think Dyche will have to really gear his players up a little bit. But also going to be interesting to see how the former Everton midfielder Alex Iwobi does against them. Iwobi also starred against another of his former clubs, Muggins' club right here, as they beat us at Craven Cottage, and Wrexham free kick going over the bar. And I predict a Fulham win, because Fulham obviously will have to try to get a nice little consolation prize after themselves, losing the League Cup semi-final and going out of the FA Cup themselves. And I just think that man for man, they're a better team than the Toffees right now. So if the Toffees come to Craven Cottage, they're going to be turned into sticky toffee puddings. 2-1 to Fulham.
Exactly.
It'll make me hungry. I love sticky toffee pudding.
Mate, me too. But ginger cake's one of my favourite desserts.
Oh, ginger cake, yeah. Come to that.
Yeah, banoffee. Banoffee as well. Banoffee cake.
we all know Fulham can score goals because they've had some 5-0 victories previously at home, and we know they can find the net. Obviously, Everton. I don't like to use this phrase, but I've been watching a lot of Toffees TV and that, and a lot of people say that they're missing players, but the main person they're missing is Decore. Now, I don't know if you want to pick the bones of that in your thing, saying that everything runs through Decore. They're missing him like he's the missing piece. I don't believe he's the missing piece. I believe it's a combination of the way Dyche plays 4-4-2 quite a lot and sticks with it even when it isn't working. He on Saturday from me watching it on TV, all the keeper was doing was booting up to two front men in Calvert-Lewin and Berto that weren't up for it. They weren't. They just had no pace, no passing, no very pessimistic. Very really the two up front. The midfield will try to work hard, but we overrun them in midfield. I don't like the way Everton are performing at the moment, and I don't think Dodge has got a plan B at the moment. I'm going to go if I'm a betting man, I'll say Fulham to win. So I will go with a Fulham scrappy, but do the job, and they'll go over the line. I'll go 1-0.
Interesting. 1-0 win for. Yeah. Look, I think for me, obviously, Manny said 3 consecutives. Fulham have played 3 consecutive games at home, I think. So I think it'll be a Fulham win, but I think it'll be by the edge of it. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 Fulham win. I don't think they'll keep it clean, but
I'm finding it hard to know where Everton are going to score from at the moment. That's the problem. That's the only beef I've got. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I just wonder where Everton's goals are going to come from.
I mean, they're all good at set pieces, so you never know. With set pieces,
True. Okay.
They've got.
No, I just wanted to see what the reason was behind that because I can't see any from what I've seen of them so far. I can't see where the goals are coming from.
Yeah, for me, I think the only goal that is coming from them is probably set pieces. Either a free kick.
So the one they scored against us, I mean, it went under Crew's body. It was a shot that he should have saved, really.
Yeah.
But everyone's score prediction looked in, so yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, no, Fulham 2-1. That's one. Okay, just
one.
pieces. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Oh, here we go. Doing the Brighton. Yeah, what a game.
Obviously, steps going to you. Obviously, you have qualified in the FA Cup. Not Arsenal, but Luton Town. But talk to me, Steps. I bet you're happy now.
I think we have. The win at Everton. I mean, that's 2 wins at Everton. 2-1 each time. It won the cup and won the Premiership earlier on in the season. We'll be boosted today because Tom Lockyer was around the football stadium today and we greeted all the players again. And after getting back to doing some activity, nothing strenuous, but coming to see the lads and that will give him a big boost.
That's good to hear. Isn't it?
He's walking, talking, and he's involved, watching them train and stuff, and met them all, which will be a big boost to him today. I saw it all on Instagram. I saw it all on Twitter. I saw it all on Facebook. It was all over the place that he was at the training ground today, which was very nice to see. So that will give him a boost.
Made up for him.
Yeah. We hope his rehabilitation is going really well. He's got a kid on the way, so that'll keep him very busy.
That's good.
So, which is good, and he'll be able to look after that baby because he's getting back to full health. So slowly but gradually, so that'll be good. On this game, obviously Brighton had a massive win 5-2 against Sheffield United. Obviously, shipped in goals against Sheffield United. Obviously, they had a few key players out, but they are suffering for a few injuries. We've got 1 or 2 players out. Nothing that we can't get around. But if we're going to get out of the mire and out of the bottom zone this week, because I think everyone, like I said, everyone will lose. We need to win our home games, and you can't. I won't base on Fulham beating us 4-1 in the first game of the season because that was just that was schoolboy errors. We hadn't adjusted to the Premiership. It was bound to be a hard game. The first game away at Brighton on your first Premiership game, kind of a mismatch, really. Yeah. But obviously they did what they did. I think it'll be a more comfortable performance from us tomorrow. I think we'll have the edge being at home with the fans under the lights. Everyone loves a game under Kenny under lights. And I'm just going to say we'll edge it 2-1.
2-1, yeah. I think, Chelsea fan predicted Luton 2-1 as well.
I
Mr.
think
B,
we'll just edge it. It'll be tight, but I think with the win on Saturday, Tom Lockyer coming around the ground, a big boost for the players. Yeah. Obviously, we want to do one for him because he's coming tomorrow, so he's going to sit in the stand tomorrow with some of the boys that are injured, and I want to do it for him.
Exactly. Mr. B, what do you think of this match?
Well, I rate Brighton highly, Horace. I think they're a very good team, but then against Luton, so it's going to be a tough one, I think. Brighton are no pushovers, that's for sure. I'm, you know what? I know you might not like me for this, Stepsy, but I'm going to go 1-1 for this one.
I'll take a draw, but I think I hope we need to pick up wins. But yeah, that's fine. I'm not bad. I'm not mad at that.
No, we wait for Manny's prediction.
No, you want to win, but
here we go. Manny's prediction. Here we go. Mr. Manny's time to pick on Luton.
I am not picking on them. I am trying to be as honest as I possibly can.
Yeah.
My heart says that Luton could secure a very creditable draw against the Seagulls, but my head thinks that the Seagulls will be able to do what other teams haven't, and that is, make sure they maintain their concentration. I know that Arsenal were the beneficiaries of a very jammy win, and I will say, if it makes you feel any better, Stepsy, that we didn't deserve those 3 points. You lot took advantage of some very sloppy play for us, and the fact that people have the nerve to gas that up as a triumph of character, shame on them. But
thank you. At least you're one of the persons that said that. Shame that they celebrate like they won the Champions League.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, you bet. It was shameful.
Everyone could say it, didn't they?
It was disgusting. It really was. And
man, come on, what's going on here? Come on.
Yeah. So I just think that Brighton really, in as much as they may also tend to blow a little bit hot and cold at times, they also have a knack of being able to, deliver a better performance when it matters. And obviously with the likes of Tariq Lamptey and others coming back to fitness, I think we will see, the team doing quite well. And I will have to go with a 2-1 Brighton win, but my heart does say 2-2 if it makes you feel any better.
2-2, yeah. Interesting. Obviously, my
2-1 with his heart.
Luton versus Brighton.
Stephen, you took that well, mate. You took it well.
Shall I go now?
I'm going to go with Brighton.
I'll go in my bed and start crying now, shall I?
5-0 Brighton. Brighton going to win 5-0 against Luton.
Now what your real prediction? Now what your real prediction?
No, I'm joking. My real prediction, I think. Brighton. I don't really rate Brighton this season, man. I don't know, man. They've been on and off. For me, they've been on and off Brighton, but I'm gonna go Luton 2, Brighton 1. I think it's gonna be Luton win. 3 points.
We need it being at home.
Yeah, I think if this was not Brighton, then I would have.
But like I said you can't count the 4-1 victory they had at their place, because that was our first game in the Premiership, and going away to Brighton isn't easy.
Of course, it isn't easy.
We made a lot of errors that game. We were still adjusting to the Premier League, and like Mr. B stated.
Oh, so you've already
stated, Mr. B has stated before. You both said it. Luton gradually getting better with every game.
Yeah.
And I think they've just hit the top now, where they've adapted now.
Exactly. But
knowing what teams could do, knowing how they can change their play when they need to, and Luton can adapt it as well, which helps. I think we're just beginning to adapt now.
Exactly, and also hopefully we don't see no more Rob Edwards fangirls.
I tell you what, I think that 2 million on TikTok with his interview with Bolton. He had 2 million views on TikTok, and all girls were like drooling over him, like, oh my God, he's the most sexiest man. Oh, I wouldn't mind making him dinner at 3 o'clock in the morning if he wanted it. I'm like, what is this all about?
No, look. If Luton managed to win, I think that's a big result. I think you have
huge.
to start from minute 1 to the end, fight, show something to the crowd.
We always go to the final whistle, which proved Saturday that we went to the final whistle as well. So it proves that we score. We're the top team for scoring most goals in the last 15 minutes. We're the top.
Okay, right. That's interesting. I didn't know that, but yeah, good stat. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Next game,
Yes.
Palace versus Palace versus
Palace
Sheffield
should win this.
United.
Come on.
Roy Hodgson is still here.
Oh boy.
I mean, look.
Boys.
If I'm being honest, you don't.
I was going to say, you got to think it's a Wilder Hodgson debate here. Wilder obviously thought that everyone thought, Wilder coming in, he'll shore up their defence, he'll make it a bit tighter for them and stuff, which he's sort of done, but he hasn't done it to the ability that he thought he would have done with it. Hodgson, obviously, going back to the same formation that he thought that he got passed out of the mire a couple of seasons ago, it's not working. People have found him out. I'll say they're probably slightly better at home than they are away, Palace. Sheffield United, I think I do believe they're down. I can't see them getting out of it with Burnley are the same sort of thing as Sheffield United. They sort of play the style that they got them out of the Championship, and it's not working in the Premiership. Luton have obviously trying to change styles, trying to switch up, but Burnley are playing the same conservative football that got them out of the Championship. But Sheffield United have tried to change things up, and they're not used to it. They changed things up against us. It cost them again. Only two own goals, but still, we still won. It didn't work. So for me, and I'm going to say it, this is the one thing that I'm going to do. It's going to be a boring 0-0.
No, I hope not. I'd like to see
goals. 0-0. I think Wilder, his defence will cancel out Palace, and I think Hodgson's Palace will just lap it up. There's no firepower. I don't even rate Diaz because I don't think he can't find the net on a regular basis. So unless he's through on goal, I just think they cancel each other out. I'm going definitely 0-0.
Interesting.
Look at that in the cup game they lost. Was it 5-2?
For me, I think obviously it is a must win game for Palace. I mean, if you don't win this game, then oh my days. But look,
it's with either of them, isn't it? Really.
I think I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Palace win. I think they will win. Sheffield United, I think that they are definitely going down for me. I mean, they have nothing for me to prove me that they are not. So, look, Palace must win. But for me, the board are just clueless, man. Because if they see a Palace win tomorrow, they will just keep rehearsing. But for me, I believe he will be gone at the end of the season. I think he's going to have a way. He's at the end of the season. He will be like a Klopp. I have no more energy. Blah blah blah. So.
Yeah, but will they be in the Championship when he leaves, or will they be in the Premiership when he leaves?
I mean, I don't think they'll be in the Championship. Their squad, I think their squad is enough to stay up for me, but you never know with Roy Hodgson.
The problem is they ain't got Ayew back yet from Africa. He's still out injured. They're the two players that can make a difference in Palace. I mean, I do like. I'd hate to say it because he's an ex-Watford, but Will Hughes is a big plus for them.
Yeah, decent player. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. But
like Manny said, Eze is a very credential player for them as well.
Yeah, he can't do it all on his own.
But he's the one that pulls the strings. He's in the middle. He's the one that makes things happen. He's the one that architects the business. Like he had Royce in his pocket, like Manny said. He's the one that pulls the strings. If he can make things happen, Palace will score.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just go through the comments. Good evening, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. So big up to your stream as well. Got Darren Moore. Lee Huddersfield did sack Darren Moore. So
yeah, I can't believe they sacked Darren Moore. He's only been there for 4 months.
I think obviously with the record, they had to. I think it was
22 games, in that 3 wins, 4 draws, and 9 defeats.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah,
it's relegation form really.
He had to go. But yeah, this may not be the best games best of games, to be honest. But I think Palace being at home will give them the edge here. 1-0 Palace. Yeah, agreed. Fans says Palace 2-0. Yes, but they still have enough to stay up. Palace, at least who needs support too, but he's a quality player.
If he's playing, apparently he's borderline if he's playing or not, they say. Borderline.
But yeah, Mr. B, your scoreline for this one.
Sorry, Mr. B, I did take a bit of advantage of that. Sorry.
I think Palace will win, but I actually think Sheffield will score. I can't see them not conceding Palace. So I think it's going to be 3-1 Palace.
3-1 Palace. Honey?
2-0 Palace. Not really worth discussing because Sheffield United are just that poor. I can't see them buying a win. And even if they do get a win, it will be, so much of a flash in the pan that even they will be surprised. As poor as Crystal Palace are, I think they will want to prove a point and hopefully win 3 after what happened against Arsenal. So what better time to do it than against the Sheffield United team that really do look down and out for the count.
And obviously Palace didn't play in the FA Cup either. Sheffield United did and got spanked. So that'll give them a bit of a not a big boost. So I don't think they'll like going to Palace on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm still going 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. But Palace should win. But it is what it is, I'm afraid. Next game, tight game. Aston Villa versus. This is what you call a proper game. Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Obviously, I will come to Manny because since he supports Aston Villa.
It's number one goalie, Martinez.
Manny, you're never going to live this down, mate. You're never going to live this down. This is going to go all season, you know that.
Yeah, Oris has this. Yeah, go ahead, Oris. Say what you want to say.
Martinez, one-man fan group here.
Post Newcastle. What do you think? A clean sheet for Martinez?
Oh, hard to say, especially if Isak is playing, then it won't happen. We all saw what happened at St. James's Park. Newcastle, of course, are a team that really have surprised a few people by how well they've started. And obviously the injuries have not really helped them, especially with regard to some of their key players being out. I do actually believe that they are, for all intents and purposes, a very, very, very good side, much better than their results will indicate. And obviously, losing to Manchester City in that fashion with, Bob proving to be City's uncle. And instead of, he fixed United's result and broke Newcastle fans' hearts. And but listen, Newcastle also are the type of team that will definitely want to try and work hard. And the reason why I predicted that Villa would lose against Chelsea was because the injuries were starting to take their toll. And I was watching the Chelsea-Villa game where Emery put out something more or less resembling a full-strength team, although the defending, it has to be said, was absolutely abysmal. Clement Longley, I will definitely continue to shame you. Former Spurs defender, can't say I'm surprised. And Chelsea literally were ripping Villa a new one in the midfield. Gallagher, Sterling, Madueke, and even Cole Palmer, and Emi Martinez was excellent in the first half, and in the second half he very nearly made a dreadful mistake, just scuffing a clearance and giving it to Cole Palmer, who uncharacteristically didn't even know what to do with it, really. And this is going to be an example of how, if Aston Villa cannot strengthen their defence and improve their bench strength in the transfer market, their season will fade away. Now, I know that they're playing at Villa Park. I know that they have the best home record in the league at present, with only one draw from their games, which have all been wins. But that one draw was against the Sheffield United side, and they needed Zaniolo to score an injury time equaliser, although a lot of Aston Villa fans will say that they were absolutely dudded by the refereeing that day. But this is the time when Aston Villa will probably be dependent on their limited resources. And unless they can really, get their act together and improve their bench strength, they're going to struggle now. Digne's still out, so Moreno will have to play at left back, but Moreno didn't look good against Chelsea. He looked good in a few patches, but wasn't really very impressive. And Sterling, not Sterling, but certainly Madueke in particular was cooking him on many occasions. And it will be interesting to see how well Newcastle will do, especially with Guimaraes in their midfield and Isak up top. They're a team that obviously will be looking to try and do the double over Villa, which will be definitely a feather in their cap. So to answer your question, Oris, no clean sheet for Martinez. And the sad part is I definitely can't even predict an Aston Villa win. I think the way the form book is going with Newcastle also doing really well against Fulham, this could be an Aston Villa defeat, and their magnificent home run stretching back to last season could very well be broken because we were the last team, of course, to beat them at Villa Park in the league. I am still hopeful, of course, that Villa can pull off a win because I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Newcastle, but my head says that it will be a 2-1 win for Newcastle with Isak and Gordon scoring the goals. Maybe Watkins will score one, but Villa will fail to find an equaliser. So 2-1 to the Magpies.
Villa will not be happy with you, Manny. You are going against them. You shouldn't be doing this.
Exactly. Mr. B,
your payment will stop.
Yeah, over to you, Mr. B. What do you think in this game? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Emmy Martinez will be disappointed with Manny then. But anyway,
Look, I'll tell you why I never predict a clean sheet for him once you've given your predictions.
Well, I think there's going to be quite a few goals here, in this game. I really do. I think they're both capable of scoring a few. I think Watkins could come up with maybe a couple, and Newcastle with Isaac and all that. So, I think 2-2. I'm going for Desmond.
Okay, Desmond 2-2. Stepsy?
Newcastle can score goals. Villa can score goals. We all know that they're both able to find the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, Watkins for Villa, Isak, Gordon, all them for Newcastle. I'm going with Mr. B. I think a lot of goals as well. I'm going for Desmond as well. I just think that both teams can score goals, and I think they'll just cancel each other out. So there'll be no end of the run this time.
We actually agree, mate. Crikey.
I do.
Yeah,
obviously,
Aston Villa got caught out last time with the high line and stuff, but I think they still do it. I think they're still going to keep the high line. Ryan says here, Aston Villa home record will not end there, in my opinion, 2-0 to Villa. Yeah, exactly. But I think for me, look, the high line will be important, man, because especially if Isak's playing, he's going to hit them. So with his pace. So look, both teams can score.
Exactly. Sorry. Go ahead, Orest.
Yeah, both teams can score goals. I'm gonna go with Aston Villa 3, Newcastle 2. But yeah, money.
Yeah, and so the reason why I never predict a clean sheet for Emi Martinez is because he's had 4 clean sheets in the Premiership denied him by, defensive ineptitude. Really, otherwise he'd be atop sometimes when it's his fault, I'm ready to criticize him. Like he has made a few mistakes, and I will call him out on that because I am fair that way. And obviously, as a world champion, you would expect better from him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he is the best goalkeeper in world football today. Him and Alisson right up there. And but I'm not going to shy away from criticizing him if he mucks up. And I did mention that against Chelsea, he very nearly conceded a goal. Interesting to hear Ryan saying that Aston Villa are better defensively. Mate, if you saw them play against Chelsea, you wouldn't say that. And so without Tyrone Mings in the center of the defense and without Luca Digne providing competition for Moreno, and now obviously, Matty Cash also went off with a bit of a cramp, but he has to start at right back because Konsa just won't give them that width and that ability to overlap. So it will be interesting to see what sort of it will be interesting to see what sort of formation Emery will put out. And Newcastle have improved defensively. I think Shah, Botman, Trippier, and Dan Burn also looked pretty decent against Fulham. He scored against them. Yeah. And their midfield also will certainly do a great deal. Obviously, Villa do have the home record. They've got the crowd on their side. But they're also in a situation where they still have fingers and pies, the Premiership, the FA Cup, and the Conference League. And they just don't have a big enough squad to be able to deal with that, I'm afraid. And I say this knowing that Callum Chambers is on the bench. And if he isn't even good enough to get into the team, then, that pretty much says it all, really.
Going back at Arsenal, Manny. How about that?
Well, if no, if I wouldn't take Rob Holding back, I wouldn't have Callum Chambers back either. No, they're better off. They're better off away. They're better off away from Arteta. Believe me.
Who's the better defender, Holding or Chambers?
Yeah, but listen, Ryan. Look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I love your opinion. I love you as a bloke, and I'm always happy to, interact with you. And I'm really glad you're back on YouTube. And I hope I'll be able to come on your channel again soon.
Yeah,
do not ever feel as though I'm talking you down. Say what you want to say. I love having these discussions with you. Okay? Big up to you.
Yeah,
Manny, was that Matty Cash's first game back from injury?
I think so, yeah.
It might have been, yes.
That's why you probably got cramped then.
Yeah. But yes, cool.
It's a lot. Premiership coming back from injury in the Premiership is hard.
Yeah, but Mr. B, did you predict this? Did you have a score prediction for this game?
Oh yeah, 2-2, mate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2-2. Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
I think Pepsi said the same.
Yeah, I said 2-2, yeah.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, for me, look, 3-2 Villa win. I think what Ryan means is if you compare both the two teams, I do agree. I think like Newcastle defensively, they've not been it for me. Like, I think they've been a bit worse than Villa. But look, we shall see. The game will speak for itself. But yeah, it all depends, man. Because I think Unai Emery has to realise if Isaac started and you're still playing the high line, you could get caught out, mate. You could get caught out. So yeah.
Oh, you bet. So Emery's going to have to really, really look and play a proper formation. I hope he plays the 3-4-2-1. If Cash is fit for the game, he's got to be a wing back alongside Moreno, 3 centre backs, Conser, Diego Carlos, and but wait a minute, who would be the third one? I don't want to see Langley playing for Aston Villa ever again. So basic 4-2-3-1 and see how they cope.
Is that me with McTominay? So I did get your point, but look, can't see enough of me talking about McTominay before I get my head off. Next game we do have Man City. They do host Burnley. Let's just say our score predictions.
Easy one.
Give our thoughts. I'm going to go Man City 4, Burnley 0. Manny?
4-1. Burnley might score.
4-1. Mr. B?
I'm going 5-0 City. This one.
5-0 City. Exactly. Stepsy?
Yeah, an easy victory. I'm going 3-0.
3-0. I mean, listen, I just hope Burnley do something. They won't. Yes, Ryan. So some of these games are tomorrow. Some of the games on Wednesday and Thursday as well. We do have. I think there's 2 games on Thursday. Hearts. Let me double check for you now.
I think it's you and West Ham. I think on Thursday.
Yes, exactly. So with there is
5 games. Could get hammered.
5 games.
Yeah, it goes. Wednesday, Tuesday, Forest, Arsenal, Fulham, Everton, Luton, Brighton, Palace, Sheffield United, Villa, Newcastle. On Wednesday, it's Man City, Burnley, Spurs, Brentford, Liverpool, Chelsea. And on Thursday, it's West Ham, Bournemouth, Wolves, Man United.
Yeah, 4-1 Blackburn, by the way. I think Blackburn have just scored right now. So,
yeah. Oh, Wrexham, they're definitely gone. Yeah.
But yeah, that is our score predictions there. Next one. Top versus.
Over to you, Mr. B.
Mr. B's shaking. He's rubbing his hands, but are you confident? Are you confident, Mr. B?
Let's match those spuds, man. Come on. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you genuinely think you can get a result? Because Spurs, Spurs with the high line and supposed to conclude. Tony's back, which is Spurs high line against Tottenham and Tony. Hey, Mr. B, surely Brentford can get something here.
Don't worry, if Tony cheats again, they might get something out of it.
All right, Stepsy, enough of that, man. But anyway, I think we can. I'm feeling confident here, Horace. Really am. I think. I know Spurs can be good at the back. With Mario, you got what's it? Is it Mario? And Van der Veen and all that. Very good players. So But you know, I think you know, I think we've got a great chance. You know, with Tony back, you know, I'm sure we can do it. You know, whether it'll actually be a win, it might be a draw. You know, I'd like to win it, but I'm going to go. I'm going to confidently go with 1-1. You know, just get a point. You know, I think we can do it. So,
1-1 draw. Interesting. Money. What do you think? Do you think Brentford can do something?
I have to think about this one. Because, you know, big up to Mr. B. I actually was on his stream and we were talking about some moves they've made in the transfer market. But sadly, in the case of one of them, he can't join until the end of the season anyway. But, you know, I think if Tony is able to take advantage of some slack Spurs defending, then maybe they could. And I might actually go for a draw here, but 2-2. There should be a lot of goals in this game. And of course, without Heung-min Son, you know, Spurs will be a little bit weaker, and he'd be the difference maker for Tottenham in a game like this, it has to be said.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting. Step C, what about you?
It's a hard one. Yeah, Tottenham have got some good players. Like man says, Song's out, but Madison's coming back, so he should feature at some point in the game as well. So he makes a bit of a difference with the style of play he's got. I do think Tottenham will use the width of the pitch to their advantage. Big crowd always for a London derby, and I can't see Brentford getting spanked, but I can see them losing 2-1.
2-1. Chelsea fan says Tottenham 1, Brentford 1. I think we'll definitely take that as a point at Tottenham. For me, I'm going to go with Tottenham. It's tricky, man, because Tottenham high line, Tony could do some trouble. That's if obviously Brentford.
It's not all about Tony. Tony has to get service. He ain't got no service up there at the moment because the players are out.
All about him, but you know.
But you know about Tony, fucking cheating bastard.
We know what you think of him, Stepsy, but you know.
Tottenham 2, Brentford 2. I'm going to stick out there. Tottenham 2, Brentford 2. It's going to be 2-2 draw.
It could happen. It could happen. I just think Tottenham will
I think
create one or two more chances. That's all.
I think having Son out is very key, and they're going to be having Werner, Richardson, and Brennan Johnson, which absolutely stinks.
Richardson does stink. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I don't say that. He didn't come to us, Johnson, you asshole. He didn't want to come into us, man.
To be fair, Mr. B, you're not missing out. You're not missing out. What's he actually doing?
Yeah, he's done nothing. Yeah, I know.
So you're not missing out, really?
Good.
Oh, we got a comment from Ryan says, just waiting for Tony to cheat again. But if I speak,
you don't need to do it all the time. He's brilliant, you know. He scored.
Well, you think that?
He scored a great goal, you know.
He improved it yet.
Look, I think obviously people are talking about the free kick.
Let's pick up the ball and let's move it.
Yeah, he don't do that all the time. What are you talking about?
Oh,
once in a while.
He takes a touch of it and he moves it on a bit more.
Next game, we do have a huge one. It is Liverpool versus
that's a big
Chelsea.
Big game,
Klopp's game.
You say it's a big one, but is it actually really big now? Because where
Chelsea
are in the league?
A draw, man. But look,
Chelsea had the force they were, but you know,
I do think there's going to be there's an actual win in this game. I think Liverpool. The Liverpool players are going to be very, very motivated for me. In my opinion, they're going to be very motivated. And I'm actually going to go with a Liverpool 3-0 win, Liverpool. So, yeah, I think Diaz...
Well, you're going with me then. You nearly.
I think Nunes is going to...
Sorry, Hannah. Cover your ears, mate.
Hannah, I know. Keep carrying on, mate. I don't
Hannah probably agrees with him.
Yeah.
When the fans will be crying, Pochettino came out. So, look, Liverpool 3-0 win. Mr. B, I'll go to you second. Liverpool, Chelsea, what do you think?
I think Liverpool are going to win this, man. I know Chelsea, you know, getting a few results together and doing okay, but I think Liverpool will be too strong. I'm going to go with Huddersfield Town fan, what he's put there, 3-1 Liverpool.
Exactly. Dempsey, I'm gonna go to you.
Yeah, I like you said, Nunez is scoring again. God knows how he's scoring, but he is. He's found his scoring boots after half a season. Jota, brilliant. Diaz, brilliant. Bradley, their youngster, brilliant. They're missing a few players like Salah and the
Chelsea fan,
defensive
they've got
midfielder.
Liverpool 4, Liverpool 0. Well, they're playing themselves.
Yeah, he always does. But I see Liverpool putting on a class show here. I'm going to give Chelsea a goal. I think Palmer might score for them, but I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Chelsea 1.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Nunez, Jota, and Diaz.
Yeah. Money.
Nunez goal for a deflection.
Nunez deflection.
Yeah, so for me, it'll be 4-1. I think Sterling might end up scoring against his old club at his old ground, but that'll be as good as it gets for them.
Wow.
Interesting.
Sterling goal there.
I do hope that there's no flipping draws in this one because I might actually watch it, but look, if it's a draw, then yeah.
You won't be disappointed with the draw because you said this one normally ends up in a draw, but I think we're all in agreement that Liverpool look a damn lot better than Chelsea this season.
I just think Liverpool will be very motivated. Obviously,
they're top for a reason.
They know that Klopp will be leaving soon, so
winning for Klopp, wouldn't they?
If that's on stage for them,
they've got to win something for Klopp before he leaves. They've got to win something.
They do. So we shall see what happens.
They're in one final anyway. They're in one final.
Yeah.
So look, let's see because obviously Liverpool no Salah because of AFCON. So let's just see.
Update. Egypt have actually been beaten at the AFCON by Johan Wissa's Congo, so big up to Mr. B there. And Salah was already injured from the during the tournament, so I believe he went back to Liverpool to undergo treatment for that injury. So obviously he won't be. I don't think so. So obviously he's not going to feature for quite some time. But Liverpool are still that good a team. No Salah, no problems. 4-1.
Still not too much.
Salah came back late last week. He stayed for the final third game in the group, and then he came home.
Yeah.
Liverpool don't need him anyway. To be honest,
not at the moment. They don't know. They're doing perfectly all right without him.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if Salah retires from international football because although I always say that international football's the ultimate, it just seems to put too much pressure on the poor bloke.
Yeah,
to be fair, Manny, I think you're right there. I think you might call it a day.
I agree with that.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, for people like him, I mean, when we do have an international break, he's got to travel all the way to Egypt or wherever he plays in the AFCON where they put their qualifying group. You've got to travel there and back. It does put a lot of strain on players. And he's not, and Salah's not getting any younger. I mean, what is he? 30 now?
Yeah.
Still a great player though.
No, I'm not saying he's a great player. I mean, Ryan Giggs was a great player. He was playing till he was 40, and Totti was an amazing player. He played till he was 41.
Exactly. Look, if Chelsea somehow win this will be insane. But the only guy I see them coming from, definitely not flipping, what's his name, Jackson, but either probably Silva header or Enzo Fernandez screamer for some reason. So we shall see.
You laugh at Jackson, but he's still young. He's still learning his trade. I mean,
I get that.
He hasn't done first team football for his club, for his previous club. He's still young. The Premiership is a very different task for him, and I think he will come good. He might not last at Chelsea, but he'll be in the Premiership for a long time. I think.
Would you have him at Luton? Would you take him?
I think I would. I think with the right cliche, with the tiny community we've got, all players mingle together. They don't go off and do their own individual thing. I think with the community we've got there, I think he'll fit in well, and I think he'll produce some good football. I'm not saying that because it's Luton, but I just say I think he could be good at Brentford as well. The community that you've got there, and the players that mingle all together, everyone's included in one. I think it'll be good for him. People getting to know him, the bonding that they do, the camaraderie in the dressing room, all this, that, all lovey-dovey and all that, and all the fun that goes with it. I mean, you've got some great characters in Brentford. I mean, we've got Paddy Ruddock, who's actually an absolute mentalist. He does everything. He's always be on the camera. Always grabs the camera off the cameraman and says, "I'll do the camera work," and he goes around the club with all the camaraderie. He dressed up in different costumes, or Paddy Ruddock, and I just think it'd be good for him to be in somewhere like that, just like your club. I think Chelsea, there's too many big characters, and I think he gets lost in the melee there.
Yeah, exactly.
As your town fan don't like him, look.
I can give a toss. It's just it's about communities and how you fit in players.
Yeah.
Don't forget, at Chelsea you've got all these big players. You've got Silva, you've got Sterling, you've got Palmer, who's going to be on big money soon. You've got Fernandes, you've got the goalies, and all that. You've got Mudryk as well, who's on big money. I think he just gets lost.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Big characters. They have to stand up, and I don't think he's the character to do that. I might be wrong. He might be in Man United. Who knows?
No, so I don't like him. Yeah, no.
No, he won't be in for a long time.
Don't think much of him as a player, also.
Yeah. But yeah, look. I think everyone's score prediction is in. I think everyone has had the say. If I'm forgotten, so everyone has had the say for this one, right? So, Manny, have you done yours for Liverpool Chelsea?
Yeah, I said 4-1. I said actually I might be tempted to change it and go for 3-1 because in as much as as Liverpool are the better team, I don't see Chelsea being that bad that they'll let them score 4. I mean, Manchester United City scored 4 past them, but that was a completely different game. At least Chelsea got 4 of their own.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, let's move on. We've got final 2 games left. Next one we do have West Ham. They do host the Cherries, Bournemouth. So yeah. Then again, I want to come to Manny first because Bournemouth is his team. I'm talking about Manny does a lot of collaborations with obviously the Dave and Craig. So Manny, score prediction for this one.
Oh, this is a difficult one, really, because Bournemouth did actually get a huge dose of coming back to reality, back to life, back to reality. That song, of course, and they've been doing really well under Areola of late, but that Liverpool result has really sort of given them a bit of a shake. But a nice way to recover, of course, is to take out your anger on your opponents in an FA Cup game to the tune of 5-0, and. In as much, though, as I do like the way Bournemouth are playing, I just think that in David Moyes, they've got one of the most underrated and, canny operators in the Premier League today. And I see a lot of these, moronic Arsenal fans who have the nerve to say that, when West Ham beat Arsenal, David Moyes never really cared much about the result and he didn't bother about the team's poor performance. He's good enough to win a European trophy. Arteta hasn't won anything. So those idiots really need to, the drill. Shut their mouth and eat it. And it'll be at the London Stadium, of course. And Bournemouth obviously would like to try and do well, but I don't think they necessarily have the best away performances. I mean, they have had a few decent away wins this season, but I think against the West Ham team, against David Moyes, and West Ham, obviously with Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Kudus back with them from the AFCON now, and others, I just don't see Bournemouth getting too much out of this game. They're going to fight and fight hard, but West Ham will just have too much for them, I'm afraid. So 2-0 to the Hammers.
Yeah. 2-0 to the Hammers. Fair enough. Mr. B.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth are a good team, but changed my tune about them a bit because I thought they were, I didn't rate the manager and stuff, but he's done well with them. But I think they've gone on a little bit of a bad run lately, although they won in the FA Cup well. Was it 5-0? So, but I think the Hammers be too good for them here. I really do. I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham.
3-1 West Ham. Fair enough. And Stetchy.
I think Moyes gets a lot of stick. I mean, sometimes he gets the tactics wrong, but sometimes he gets them spot on. And when he gets the spot on, they still hammer him for some reason. I don't understand why a selection of their squad, a selection of their fans, are on his back, because he does get results, and they are flying quite well in the Premiership at the moment. West Ham. I do feel at the Olympic Stadium, or whatever you want to call it now, whatever it's called now, they're a bit more stable and big crowds there. So I do feel West Ham to win. As I put my predictions, West Ham to win 2-1.
West Ham to win 2-1.
Won't be easy because Bournemouth are a good unit, but West Ham just a little bit too much.
For me, I think I was going to go similar to that. I think I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham. But look, Bournemouth, if they pull out a shock here, I won't be surprised. But I think if you're talking about who will be the stronger, I think it'll be West Ham. I think that'll be a bit too much for Bournemouth. But then again, this is the Premier League, anything can happen. But then again, West Ham needs to get the results in, because obviously I don't think they have been playing well since losing Kudus. So
I think they want to do well in the Premiership, even though they're doing well in Europe. I think the Premiership is the higher they get up, the more money they get, and the more they can keep structuring their club.
Yeah, exactly.
The higher you get, the more money you get as well. So they need a bit of money to structure players that they might lose in the summer, because there'll be a few players that I think that will leave.
Yeah, I could definitely see some players leaving as well from West Ham. But Bournemouth, look, Iriola, let's see how he sets up the side for this one. But yeah, last game, we do have Wolves hosting against Manchester United.
Who?
I'm not confident.
Yeah,
Um,
the Wolves could be feasting him. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm being
Who's the
honest,
team playing?
if I'm being honest, I am not confident. I do think we will lose in this one. Because look, I'm an honest fan. I give my honest thoughts about my team. And if I'm being honest, against Newport, look, for the first 25 to 40 minutes, we should have scored.
Anthony
When you went to it up, I thought you were done. I thought it was done. I thought you were home dry.
We should have scored a lot.
Goal by Anthony, man. Come on.
Garnacho, at one point, he could have squared it to Hoyland, but that's Garnacho. Look, Garnacho's a good player, don't get me wrong, but sometimes he just wants to get the score sheet, which, that's not the focus. It's about the team overall. But look, Newport, the second half, Newport was dominating. It's funny because they're in League 2, yeah, South of Wales, but they were dominating us. Second half, dominating us. So, look, Wolves, I do think they're gonna win. They're gonna win 2-0 for me. I think it's gonna be 2-0 Wolves. I don't see us scoring. I think Tenag even confirmed that Anand's gonna start on Thursday. And yeah, look, McTominay will probably get back on the lineup. Yeah. I don't see us winning. I generally don't, because Wolves away has always been tricky for United. So I just don't see United winning for me. There's no style of play from United. I know it's down to the manager and stuff, but all of these players have to take accountability as well. And Marcus Rashford there, shame on you, mate. Shame on you for turning up ill for training when you went partying the other night. Listen,
I still can't believe that Anthony got on the score sheet.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
And it was his
I nearly
right foot.
fainted.
It was on his right foot as well. So
Yeah, I nearly fainted. I was standing up. I was getting a drink. He scored. I was like, You know what?
How many goals
Yeah.
does that make now? 2?
One.
Oh,
He's got
one.
one.
Just one.
0 assists, 1 goal.
I don't see us winning this match. But Manny,
Yeah.
over to you.
Oh, I actually do see United winning, but very tight 2-1 win, because let's not forget Wolves are also going to be, without Hee-chan Hwang for this time, because Korea is still in the Asian Cup. And, of course, Ryan Aït-Nouri coming back from AFCON duty will possibly help them. But
Neto and all that.
yeah, but I still think United should at least, in theory, have enough for them. And, Ten Hag will definitely want a result, because he knows that that display against Newport was not good enough. But United do still have problems. And I think it's fair to say that Marcus's actions have really put the rash in Rashford. And there's a debate going on right now. Shout out to Rich Sports, by the way, who are currently having a call-in show themselves.
Yeah.
I might possibly hop on as soon as this stream is over. And there is talk about whether or not Rashford will have a future at Manchester United, and I'm afraid I was one of his biggest backers, but I think he might benefit from a move away. If we didn't have Gabriel Martinelli and or Arteta as the manager, I'd welcome him at Arsenal. But I'd say don't even think of coming to the Emirates. You're better off away from Arteta and his madness. So Manchester United to win 2-1. I think Wolves obviously have been very impressive under Gary O'Neill, and they have beaten Manchester City at home, but United will somehow find a way.
And beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you still got Garnacho, you still got Højlund. The Rasmus was, watching and waiting in the shadows for his time. His time has now come. Enjoy it.
Yeah, but look, as a team itself, we're not playing that great, to be honest. Mr. B, over to you. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Well, if you can struggle against lowly Newport, what's going to happen against Wolves? Let's be honest. So they're a great team. I really rate Wolves. So great manager. You know what? I'm sorry, Horace, but I'm going to go for an upset here, mate. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves.
Yeah, that's fine.
For this one.
Stepsy, your
Yeah,
thoughts?
Wolves are a good team. We all know that they've got a good manager with Gary O'Neill. I mean, what Bournemouth done to him is still plays on mind that how they could treat him the way they did. I think Man United knew what Newport wasn't good enough. They'll know they need to kick out the backside. I'm going for a lot of goals here. I'm going to say that Man United can see 2, but they score 3. Wolves 2, Man United 3.
Look, if I see the only way we can actually win this is if we play well, and the midfield is the same from Newport, Man United, and Customer, and we can somehow try win, but I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. Obviously, and after that, we do host West Ham, so that'll be saved later on for that.
I just think in Newport, you were just more. It was just lackluster. You thought you could go there, turn up, and win. And when you scored 2 goals, you thought it was over and done. They got 2 goals. And you thought, oh shit, hold on a minute, we might.
I think it's the mentality.
It was just a piece of piss, didn't you?
Yeah. But that's what it is. But when you play lower teams, people think they can turn up there and just and get a victory. It doesn't work like that. And when they went 2 up, they thought they were coasting to the foot of the gas. Thought it was all done. Newport got back into it, and Man United thought, oh shit, hold on a minute. We're in for a game here.
Squeaky bum time,
They stepped up one more gear to get the job done. Against the new Wolves, they won't be in low gear. They won't be in the low gear. They'll be in the high gear to get the performance that they truly need to get.
Still, Wolves are beaten them. Still think so.
They might well do, but I just think Man United will find a gear that they haven't found before just to get the job done, because they knew that there was no gear at Newport. They thought they could turn up and win. It didn't work out that way. They had to find a gear. This time they'll find the gear they want, and they'll put Wolves to the sword. It won't be easy because Wolves will score goals, but Man United will just get one more. Yeah. That's the only reason. It'll be tight, but there'll be goals.
It'll be very tight, and obviously for Ten Hag himself, the objective for him is to get Champions League football for next season. And if he doesn't get that, I do believe he's gone. So look, we shall see what happens. But yeah,
are you on the bandwagon to keep him, or are you on the bandwagon that he needs to go?
No, listen, for me, I believe that getting rid of managers won't solve anything. So for me, I'd rather keep him. But look, I'm not one of those United fans that say if we sack Ten Hag and get, I don't know, Zinedine Zidane, it will change everything. It won't, because
Well, I still think that's the wrong move. I still don't think Zidane will come to the Premiership.
no, not
He's never
Zidane, but
done it
like
before.
for me,
Never done it before. I don't think he'll do
thing
it.
is,
Yeah,
we're linked with Graham Potter now recently.
yeah.
Thomas
For me,
the recent one is Thomas Tuchel, and I don't want Thomas Tuchel
for
anyway.
me, that's going backward. If you get
Exactly.
Potter in.
So yeah,
Zidane,
that's another topic.
Zidane for me is a red herring anyway because he's never done Premier League football. Yeah, he's done a good job at Real Madrid because he played in Spain. He played for Real Madrid. You're used to that.
And he's got
He is to the Premiership.
You know
the worst move ever made.
Yeah.
Klopp will be available.
Look, we're gonna wrap up here.
Klopp's going home and he's going to spend time with family.
We're gonna wrap up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up now. Manny, pick up yourself. Let the people know where can they find you.
Yeah, Instagram threads, Manny Thungatharai 1981. Twitter, Thungatharai 1981. YouTube, Oris Talks Football. Big up to him, by the way. Coach's Corner, Del Boy Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, Eugene Spurs Asia TV, AFC Talk Show TV. Big up as well to Mr. B, Hiver Football Chat, was on his stream just before coming on here. And big up as well to our chat and Stepsy for joining in. And yeah, nothing much else to say. I mean, I love coming on these streams, as you all know, and I always make sure that we try to treat each other the way we'd like to be treated, because if we can't learn to agree to disagree without being disagreeable, there's no point in having a discussion. So no banter, no snide, and let's not be rude to other people, and I hope that everyone will get that message. Nothing much else. Enjoy the Premiership football tomorrow. Hopefully, Arsenal will get a win. Enjoy the Asian Cup if you're watching it, or the AFCON if you're watching it. Enjoy some. I think the cricket's over for now, but I think next week there will be another test between Australia and the West. Between India and England. I think the West Indies Australia. Yeah, the West Indies Australia series is now over, and yeah, just take care of yourselves, be safe, and be happy, and don't do anything that the panel and I wouldn't do. But for now. Farewell to thee, goodbye, and God bless to all of you, and I will have to split. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, big up to you, Manny, big up to you. Mr. B, big up to you. Where can people find you?
Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B, Hiver Football Chat. Yeah, so I've obviously done the debate show, and I had Manny on there earlier. It's a great show, great stream. So we talked about a lot of stuff, about the FA Cup and stuff over the weekend, and obviously the Bees transfers that we brought in, some more new players. So we're doing well in the transfer market, really buzzing there. So, hopefully we can get a win against the Spuds on Wednesday. Hopefully we can mash them. Doing a preview for that tomorrow at some stage. I don't know when it'll be, but it'll be tomorrow. And, obviously some more coming up, some more shows coming up. Thanks for coming, letting me on here again, Norris and Manny and Stephen. Cheers, guys.
No worries.
Thank you. Go on,
big up to you, Mr. B, and obviously Stepsy. Big up to you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, big up Manny. Big up Manny and Steve and Norris for having me on. You can find me at Instagram, Stepsy Boy. You can find me at Twitter at Stepsy Boy 82. You can find me on Norris's channel. You can find me on Mr. B Other Football Chat. You can find me on Coach's Corner as well. I will get my YouTube back up and running, but at the moment, you can find me on them channels.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to you, Stepsy, and big up to both of you guys for joining today. And obviously, good luck to all three of us for this week. But I know with my club that whatever luck I give, it won't take. Oh yeah. Anyways, big up, guys. We shall see you soon, probably Friday. Probably to preview the weekend's games of the weekend. And yeah, smash the likes, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and we shall see you soon. Peace.